can't believe this. I can't. Y'all, this ain't what I meant. I just got some news today. What's going on in your institutions of higher education, you call it? Sekhmet gave me a heads up about this. It ain't what I meant when I said, may the force be as gentle as possible without sparing you that little break in the neck that finally relieves all of your tension. I'm just talking about that little bunny in your brain that's trying to race the tortoise in your brain. Bunny ain't gonna win. It's preferable that he just finds a nice meadow and a mate. But a lot of these bunnies racing around tracks drive themselves crazy, where you just gotta give them a little out of mercy. But y'all, the big bad shadow is gonna come in the exact same shape as the figure in front of it. When the light shines and there's a shape in front of it, it casts a shadow in the same shape. Y'all are trying to achieve ego death with all this kinky crap, and it is crap. I can hear a man outside rolling around a trash can. It belongs in there. And look, I ain't even wearing my trash bag today. It is too hot. Y'all are getting too mother-friggin' hot. And what's worse is it ain't even making you feel a tenth of what you could be feeling if you would just not. Hot or not? The answer is not. If you want to be hot for real. Okay, over here you have hot. It's a spoonful of instant coffee that is your daily allotment at the prison yard in lukewarm water. Over here you got not. Just don't do them dirty deeds. Done dirt cheap. That's a little cup of cappuccino with a heart in it at precisely the temperature that gives you that first sip feeling every single sip. It's a no-brainer. And that's perfect, because you ain't got no brains. Just a jiggle bowl of illusion. Okay, now that that's out of the way, I guess I gotta talk about cake. I don't want to. Nobody deserves cake. You deserve a long term in that prison kitchen baking the cake. Maybe by the time you're done, I'll have an appetite. But let's see if I can get through this fourth rule. Even though I can't summon any drool. Third thing, 888, Black Pearl, White Pearl, FM radio, 440 hertz. That's the devil tunes, you know, done dirt cheap, but they are so nice at the time. They feel scrumptious. I know. I am you. I know you. I've been driven to the point of loss of appetite, and I'm trying to get you there too. Because in order to get this big reset, we got to turn you all the way off. Okay? Wait 10 seconds, minutes, days, months, years. That's up to you and how fast you integrate the new information. But we got to turn you all the way off. And then we're going to latch you back up again. Okay, my appetite's coming back. What do we got here? Okay, I got it. Here's a female. Here's a male. These are your ideal forms, okay? Here's the ideal female with her black pearl and her white pearl. Here's the ideal male with his white pearl and his black pearl. And together, they get to eat a cake that they baked together. And it's real romantic. She ate, he ate, this guy ate. 888. That's a code number. Look it up. But y'all ain't perfected. Y'all are down here getting infected. We got, let's call him, crap, I can't even draw a stick. This is Soggy, okay? I'll just give you a picture of what I'm talking about. I'll make it real big so you feel real confident. That's Soggy right there. Right there. And then we got, I'm going to give her a little shirt. That's Schmoopy. Okay. We got Soggy and Schmoopy. Here's y'all. Here's what you could be. Here's y'all. And here, there is no cake. Y'all are thinking each other is the cake. So you start to drooling. You get on your tenders. And you think you're going to go out and get yourself a little snack. You want to eat something. Now let's think about eat versus ate. Eat is present tense. You're giving in to a present urge, which represents a much deeper longing, otherwise known as desire. Desire being from the stars and holy and pure. And like I told you, them stars are from the future. In the third dimension, when you measure them with your devices, that's going to make them look like they're from the past. That's because y'all are in backwards land in the third dimension. But they are, in fact, from the future. You're telling y'all selves to live from the end. The end is that you already ate this cake. You already met this goal. You just ain't performed all the steps to get there yet. So remember that as your transformation from Soggy and Schmoopy gets real rough and maybe a little disgusting. Because again, we got to turn you off, whatever it takes. If you need us to manifest a disease in you, that's what we're going to do. I am on Sekhmet's good side, and she is on mine. We're kind of at a little, like a female, kind of like there's knives at each other's throats here with she and I. But neither of us can budge because we're both too badass. And just like a lot of y'all on Earth right now, we're just working on gently letting those swords down as we both reach the correct conclusion. So my end of the deal is that she goes real light on y'all in the disease department. So don't embarrass me. Okay, so what exactly is the incentive to stop eating one another? Okay, that's called being cannibals. That's being vampires, all right? You gotta stop eating one another because you ain't tasty little snacks. Food is food. Sex is sex. They're different. Just stop doing this whole food is sex bit. That is an analogy that only Soggy and Schmoopy get to use. And super, super advanced F and M. You master the cake making process, you can get as freaky deaky as you want. But that comes way later. So, what is to be your little star guiding you out of this soggy, schmoopy dark? Well, you're looking for your counterpart. You got a most perfect partner. And you're both looking for one another. And if you're here with me now, then you could very well find one another in this lifetime. But you gotta listen to my rules. Real good. And the rule, oh, that's what I knew I had one thing left. The rule here is to give you the dang rule. Can't believe that. Do not partake of the slave cake. Alright, while you're still down in this dungeon, this is Soggy Cake. This is Schmoopy Cake. He's getting limp after the first 5 minutes with you, and she's like leaving a slug trail everywhere she goes. This is some half-baked cake right here. And when you're kids, that crap is yummy, okay? My lower self had an easy bake oven. We know all about the pleasures of that illicit raw egg pre-baked batter. It's a journey, y'all. What I'm saying is don't settle. Oh yeah, and the word slave, that's important. Because not only do you got this disgust angle, you also got the enslavement angle. Yes, it is true. Your sexual energy, your life force, your chi, your prana is being sucked up by the dark. So every time that you partake of slave cake, which there's a whole other set of rules just to determine what slave cake is, this is where you gotta practice all this discernment. Is the person I'm trying to love in the same age range as me, physically, mentally, and emotionally? That's the question you gotta be asking yourselves. There's a reason I didn't just make it a rule that you gotta wait till marriage to have sex with somebody. That ain't ever gonna be a rule. That's just a recipe for the best cake of your life, okay? You're allowed to do whatever you want with whoever you want. Just know that karma's right there, watching you wherever you are, keeping tabs of where your heart is at while you're performing every act of love. Because we ain't standing for the blaspheming no more. You can blaspheme with your talk all you want even, but don't you blaspheme with your body. Yep. Rule number 4. Man, 4 is my favorite number. I wanted to feel a lot better making this video. I really did. I'm still feeling real icked out by this news. But anyway, here we go. Here's a little chart toward your liberation and your heart's ultimate fulfillment. And we're gonna get there eventually.